Yo, what's going on, guys? Today, I'm gonna be making a video on, the Scream 6 images that we got, like a few days ago. I never got a chance to cover it because I just been busy and, but we got, the Scream 6, college campus images, and it's called Blackmore University, which is just, the name that they have like when they're filming on set. It might not be the actual name. We don't know what the actual name of the college campus will be, but for now it's called Blackmore University. Um, I just want to talk about, some of these images, but I want to first say that, this image right here, from what I've heard, that's not the actual college campus. Um, because I actually had to, whenever I like took a screenshot of this, and then, because at first I had like just went on Google and I looked up Scream 6 college campus images, and then I saw like a link to like this Twitter account. I clicked it and it showed like these images right here. I screenshotted it, but apparently this is not like the actual college campus right here. I don't know why it does that. What the heck? My bad, guys. I don't know what happened right there. But apparently that's not the actual college campus. Apparently there's like it's another one. But I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen these images that I'm talking about. I'm sure you guys seen that image as well. So I'm not really gonna get too into any of this, um, because like most of you guys have already seen it, I'm sure, that follow the Scream, news and all this. But I just want to talk about like some of like the things that I think could be a possibility, you know, and just certain things of that I think about with these images. Um, when it comes to the college campus, I've heard that they're gonna they're gonna try to um find like well, I want to backtrack a little bit here because I was gonna say something else, but I want to first say this because I forgot to say it. The reason I have this image screenshotted is because, and it's probably not even that accurate. Like other than but the Blackmore University station, that's probably the only accurate image that is from these pictures. But the reason why I even have this screenshot in the first place is because I was trying to look for these Scream 6 college campus images like everywhere, and like usually this happened to me like another time as well, like where I was I didn't cover the news right away of like what what I was planning on talking about, and then I try to find the images that I try to use for the videos, and then I can't find them anywhere. And then I just took a picture of this, and it's probably not even the accurate like pictures for the Scream 6 college campus. Like but I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, most of you guys probably have already seen it, so I don't really think it's that big of a deal. But that's basically why I have this screenshot of this one, even though it's probably not even the accurate one. Like, like I said, I think the Blackmore University station right here, this one, I think that's the only accurate picture in this screenshot. But yeah, basically, what I was gonna say though is that apparently, from what I've heard, that Scream 6 is actually not gonna be in the college campus that much. And apparently, they're not even filming there for that long either. And I just think that, if that's true, I think that's a good thing because, with Scream 2, we were like, at the college campus for like the whole movie. And I think the only time we were not in the college campus it was whenever Sydney and the detective, they were like leaving the college campus to and they were gonna take her somewhere else. I think that was the only time they weren't at the college campus. The rest of the movie, though, they were like literally just at the college campus the whole time. And I'm glad that, if that's true, that they're not gonna be filming there for that long, and they're not gonna be in the college campus for that long. I think that's a good thing, because I don't really want them to just be in the college campus the whole movie like that. I think that's just it's just like I just don't. I just think that it's just like not. I wouldn't say boring, but I just think that it's kind of a wasted opportunity when you think about it because they're filming in New York. Well, they're not actually filming in New York, but the setting for Scream 6 is set in New York. And I just think that if you're gonna be in a place like New York, why would you just be in a college campus the whole movie? So like yeah, I'm glad that they're not gonna just be in the college campus the whole movie because that would just be such a wasteful thing to do, like to have your setting be in New York and you just be in a college campus the whole movie. So yeah, I just think that if that's true, I think that's a good thing. And I just think we've seen so many other images that basically prove that we're not going to just be in the college campus. Like, we saw like buildings and alleyways and news stations and, you know, restaurants, theaters. Like, I'm sure there's going to be other stuff that we're going to see as well. And it's not going to just take place at the college campus. And I just think that's a good thing. We get to see more, we get to explore more, we get to just experience and see more things in the film. And I think it's just more fun that way. So we also have this right here. Like I said, I know you guys have already seen it, um, and whatnot. But I want to talk about this thing right here for a second, because I was literally watching Killjoy Jake's video on this picture, like on these images the other day. And Killjoy Jake, in his video, when he was like, showing the images, and then when he got to this one, he was talking about how this picture right here of this, like, this little ghost girl looking thing, whatever this is, looks like he said that it looks like you know, it kind of looks like Ghostface, with, the white and, the long mouth and whatnot, and it looks like a female version of Ghostface. So in his video, he was like, "What if this is foreshadowing? This is a female killer, or like, what if, this is like, what if this is like a stab musical, or like a show or a play or something?" And to be honest, I don't think that with the whole thing with like foreshadowing a female killer, I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I don't think this foreshadows anything, but I do think that, when it comes to like this being possibly like a stab musical or like a horror movie musical or like a play or whatever, I think that is a possibility because this is like a cinema club. Like you see right here, it says cinema club. And we obviously had the cinema club in Scream 4 and Scream 2 and what's it called? But in those clubs, they were only just like talking about horror movies and whatnot. But what if in what if in this Scream 6 in the cinema club, they're not just like talking about horror movies and whatnot. They're also, reenacting horror movies, and they're like doing like some type of play or musical on whenever, like they're doing some type of play or musical on these horror movies, and they have to reenact them and reenact certain scenes from other horror movies and whatnot. I think that would be cool, And I think it is a possibility, you know. It would just be like something new and fun. Um, and yeah, I just think it'll be like it's another way of also like adding more like meta commentary. Well, not necessarily commentary, but adding just like certain meta aspects to your film, you know, just by, you know, having your characters in the movie reenact other scenes from other horror movies. Like, you know, I think that would just be cool. And they could just do like a musical or like a play on it, and everyone is just going there to watch it. Maybe that's what the movie theater is. You know, we saw the movie theater images. Like maybe that's what that is. Like it's like some type of musical, some type of play. Maybe someone dies there, and like people think it's fake and whatnot. Like, you know, like certain similar to the Scream 2 opening, but not exactly. But yeah, I don't know. There's all types of possibilities. I do think that them doing some type of play or musical, I think that's possible. I think it would be cool to see, in my opinion. And also, we have this like other imagery here. Like I can't really zoom it in that good, but it's like it says like missing cat, and the cat's name is Freddy, and the owner is name is Nancy. It says missing cat Freddy. Call Nancy if you find it. And it's obviously, you know, a reference to the Nightmare on Elm Street movies with, you know, Nancy and then Freddy Krueger. And, you know, I just think that it's just funny, you know, because we've always had, you know, these kind of Easter eggs and homages to other horror movies, like in every film. And I just think it's just cool to see that. And yeah, I also want to talk about, like, where are they going to go with the meta commentary in Scream 6? Because, you know, obviously from, you know, every Scream movie and including Scream 5, like we saw, they all had some type of topic or certain like thing that they would talk about of like the state of horror and where it's at. And you know, the first movie was just on the horror genre in general. And then with Scream 2, it was talking about sequels of horror movies. Scream 3 was talking about trilogies. Scream 4 was talking about remakes. And Scream 5 was talking about requels or legacy sequels or, you know, whatever you want to call them. Um, yeah, and like they all had this commentary of the state of horror and whatnot. And I just think that with Scream 6, what are they going to call the commentary there? Like sequels of a requel? You know, like I don't know. Like it's just all types of things that they can call it. Like, you know, maybe Mindy's like, oh my gosh, the killer is making a sequel of a requel or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, there's all types of possibilities that, you know, they can, you know, try to, you know, go about with their meta commentary in Scream 6, you know. But I feel like they're most likely going to talk about they're most likely going to talk about sequels of a requel. I feel like it's just it that's probably what they're going to say in Scream 6. They're going to talk about, you know, sequels, you know, like sequels of requels like Halloween Kills and whatnot, and like probably other horror movies that, you know, from today. And you know, I just think that it'll be cool to see how they go about their meta commentary in Scream Sixes, and mainly because it's like I feel like there's so much more that they can talk about with their meta commentary on the horror genre today, and like there's just so many ways that they can talk about it, make fun of it, um, and just like overall just reference these other horror movies in general. Like I just think that it'll just be cool to see how they're gonna go about it with their meta commentary in Scream 6. So yeah, I just think that, you know, anything's possible, right? But I don't really know how exactly they're gonna go about it. We just have to wait and see, I guess. But I also want to talk about, you know, this right here. Yeah, right here. I was actually gonna like, get put the video on of this, but I just didn't really feel like this. I just screenshotted it and basically just wanted to give like a breakdown of like the video from Melissa Barrera and whatnot. And basically, first of all, first of all, I want to give a shout out to eTalk. This is from eTalk right here. I want to give a shout out to him. Um, yeah, big shout out to him. This is from his page. But anyways, basically, in this video, Melissa Barrera talks about how, Scream 6 is scarier. Scream 6 is brutal. Scream 6 is, you know, bloody and gory and, all this stuff. She talks about how there's going to be real life elements that'll be incorporated that will keep the meta aspect of Scream 6 alive. And she talks about how there's going to be more of Sam and Gale. There's going to be more character development, um, more, I forgot what else. She also talked about how Scream 6 is also Radio Silence version and vision of Scream 6. So this is going to be their own new direction and different path for Scream 6. And basically, I just want to break all that down and talk about it. I want to first talk about, what Melissa Barrera said with Radio Silence, taking a new direction for Scream 6. I want to talk about that first because, I've said it many times. Scream 5 was basically just, a rehash of the original. It was a requel. So, they were going back to the original. They were mimicking certain scenes of the original. They had similarities to the original. So basically, with Scream 5, it made sense why, it was just so close to the original. It was so close to the typical Scream formula. It makes sense when you think about it from that perspective. But I think, you know, I think her saying that Scream 6, will be, their own new direction and new path and their own um, new vision of Scream 6. I think that that's exciting and cool to hear because, you know, a lot of people, including myself, they want to see new things. They want to see different things. And we all want to see that. We all want to see, you know, new, crazy things that will blow our mind and make us be like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe they did that. Like that's just so different and exciting to see. Like, we all want to see that kind of stuff for Scream 6. So her saying that about Radio Silence, like they're gonna take a new direction, they're gonna add new things to and go a different path. I think that's exciting to hear, and you know, I just think that that's a good thing. And a lot of people, you know, a lot of people they've said like, you know, they don't want Scream 6 to be like Scream 2. And I've said it myself, like I don't want that to happen either. But I do think that there's all types of possibilities that can happen with Scream 6. It could, just be a movie where it has similarities to Scream 2, but overall the movie is completely different. It's not exactly the same as Scream 2. And if that's the case, I think that's a good thing. And I just think it makes sense from that perspective. So, yeah, I just think that's probably what they're gonna do. And there's all types of possibilities. There's a lot of people are saying that it's just gonna be a rehash of Scream 2, but we don't know that for sure though. Like, yes, we've seen images, that show that this movie might just be similar to Scream 2. Yes, we've seen images and whatnot, but that kind of shows that might be that might be the case. But I think that there's still all types of possibilities that can happen. You know, there's like I said, the movie just might only have certain scenes where it's similar to Scream 2, but it's overall just a completely different movie. I just think that there's just anything could happen. Anything could happen. So we just have to wait and see, like when the movie comes out, then we can judge and say, oh, this is just a rehash of Scream 2, or this is a completely new, different movie. And, we'll just have to wait and see. I just think that there's all types of possibilities that can happen. And, I just think it's good to have an open mind on these things. And also, I want to talk about, just like the fact that, you know, Scream 6, you know, I feel like there's just so many things can be that can be different that, that'll, make people change their mind. But like I said, we just have to wait and see. But I also just think that I don't know. I feel like Scream 6 is gonna be just like Scream 5, where it like, kind of divides the fan base. Because obviously with Scream 5, there was definitely people who liked the movie, but there was also, a lot of people who didn't like the movie as well. The movie was like very like divisive. It was very like 50-50. Some people liked it, some people didn't. One half did like it, the other half didn't. So overall, the movie it was very divisive. So I just think that, Scream 6, it might be just as divisive, if not more or less than Scream 5. Like, because I feel like because a lot of people just are already upset with Scream 5. They're mad about, Sydney not being in it. They're mad about, you know, the images that, show similarities to Scream 2. So a lot of fans are already upset. So I could only imagine that a lot of these fans are gonna just go into the movie and, they're gonna they're probably not even gonna enjoy the movie, just based off of how their mindset is right now, even though the movie hasn't came out yet. So I just think that I feel like, you know the way I see it, I feel like, no matter what they do, I feel like with Scream 6, no matter what they do, it's gonna make fans mad and upset because with Scream with Scream 6, I feel like if they do something new and they do something different, people are gonna be upset because they're gonna be like, "Whoa, what is this? Like, this is not a Scream film. This is not what we're used to. This is not like what is this? Like, this is not Scream. This is not what we came for." But then there's gonna be other fans, if it's not similar to Scream 2. I mean, if it's not different and it's just the same as Scream 2, then you're gonna have fans who are gonna be like, "Oh, this is just a rehash of Scream 2." Like, oh my gosh, like this is just a typical Scream film. So then it just begs the question, like, no matter I feel like no matter what they do, it's gonna just certain fans are just gonna be upset no matter what because It's just with certain fans, I feel like there's just no pleasing them because no matter what, they complain, and I just think that it just doesn't make any sense. Like a lot of these fans who want different things and new things, they 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 say they want it, but then when it happens, they complain. But then if it stays the same, they still it's like they still complain. No matter what, they still complain. So I feel like Scream 6, it probably will be divisive. It might not, but I feel like no matter what happens, I feel like me as a big Scream fan, I'll most likely still enjoy it. No matter what. So I don't know. We just have to wait and see what the outcomes can be. But I also just want to talk about, with the whole, we'll see more of Gale and Sam. If that's true, I think that's a good thing, because there's so many people, including myself, that they want to see, some type of attachment. They want to see the legacy characters like Gale and Kirby have some type of attachment to the new characters. So if Gale and Kirby can have some type of connection and attachment to the new characters, I think that can be good. Because not only can you develop the legacy characters, but then you could also develop the new characters like that. I just think it's a good thing. I think it's just like probably the best way that you can develop the old characters and the new characters by combining them together and just having them work together and have a lot of screen time together. You know, I just think that that's the best way you can develop the old characters and the new characters. And there was there were certain images that I talked about. Where Tara's like being mean to Sam and you know is literally like you know saying mean things to Gale. Um, like Tara's like being. She says something like about, oh, like air that to your dim-witted audience. And then a lot of fans, when they saw that picture of like Tara saying that to Gale, they got mad because they were like, oh my gosh, like they're gonna make Gale you know selfish and careless again, like how she used to be. Like, why would they do that and this and that? Like, and why would Tara disrespect Gale like that? Like, oh my gosh, like why would they do that? I just think that with Scream 6, with Gale, they might take it in a direction where they they might like um have you know they're gonna have probably Gale be mourning and still having to deal with the loss of Dewey, and like and because of how sad and miserable Gale has become because of losing Dewey. I feel like she's probably gonna become more of like mean and you know kind of selfish a little, mainly because she's just so angry, you know, with how you know because she's just not happy in her life. Gail is not happy. She's not happy. She lost Dewey, and she doesn't know how to cope with that. So she probably just takes her anger and frustration out on other people, and and it kind of becomes like a little selfish again, like how she used to be. And then that's why Tara kind of like tells her like you know like like Tara and Sam, they get annoyed with Gale, and Tara's like, oh well, like air that to your dim-witted audience, and whatever else she says in that sentence, in that, from what we saw, but I don't remember exactly what she said to Gale. But you know Tara probably gets mad at Gale and it's like because she's like Gail is being like kind of selfish. She's just like trying to interview them, and maybe after Tara and Sam leave, Gail has this realization of like you know why am I being like this? You know, like maybe she realizes like what she's doing is wrong. So she changes again. She becomes you know more caring and helpful and more like supporting to Sam and Tara. And I feel like that'll be like a great way to like develop Gil's character because you can have her in a way where she's like sad and angry and she just is like going back to her selfish ways. She's like she just doesn't care after the loss of Dewey. She doesn't care about anything. But then she has this sudden change of heart and she changes back to just being a nice, caring person. Like, I think my headphones died real quick. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I think that'll be a great way to develop Gil's character. You can have her start off as this selfish, person, and then have her change and become a better person. I think that's a great way to develop Gil's character, and and whatnot. And yeah, like we have to wait and see what they can do with Gil in Scream 6. But if Sam and Gil, if we see more Sam and Gil together, I think that'll be cool. Um, she also said there will be real life elements that'll be incorporated that keeps the meta aspect alive in Scream 6. Now I don't know what exactly that means. Like if they're gonna just like you know have like some type of social commentary or another like meta commentary. Like I don't really know what that means exactly, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that. But I really don't know what that means at all. Um, I can't really find the rest of the image of because I screenshotted this and I kind of just like you know I kind of like erased some of the image that was here. So most of what was here in this image, I can't even see it because I kind of erased it. So it only shows like the bottom half of like what this video was talking about. I can't see the rest of what it said, but yeah, I think that all of what Melissa Barrera said, I think it's just fun and interesting and exciting to hear. I like, she also said that there's going to be more character development, in Scream 6. You're going to care more about the characters. You're going to see more development for these characters. And I think that's a good thing as well because with Scream 5, like, a lot of people's complaints were that, there's not enough development for characters. And, I agree with that as well, that there was not really enough development for characters in Scream 5. But, to be fair, there wasn't that much great development for characters in the other movies either. I feel like every Scream movie always had this, like, personal new favorite character that you would have. And then, they would either get killed off or they would survive. I felt like every Scream movie was like that. And especially with Scream 4 and 5, like, Scream 4, Kirby was like a new character that was introduced and everyone liked her. And then with Scream 5, Tara was a new character that was introduced and everyone liked her as well. So I felt like every Scream movie always had a new character that was introduced that people ended up liking. And, but I just felt like overall, like there wasn't that great character development in the, after the original, I felt like there wasn't that great much character development for characters. So, I feel like if they kind of, start developing characters better, I feel like that'll be a good thing. The only thing is that if they're gonna have, if this movie's gonna be like violent and gory and scarier and crazy and all this stuff, I could only imagine that they're probably going to have a higher body count. And if they have a higher body count, I'm not sure how necessarily they're going to develop characters that great. But, we'll just have to wait and see. I just think that we just had to see what they can do, and whatnot. But anyways, that's basically just all I have to say for this. Um, Basically, I just want to talk about the subway station as well for a second. I showed the image earlier from the other one. But yeah, the subway station, a lot of people I saw that I watch on YouTube that I'm subscribed to, they made a video talking about the subway station image, saying that, what if Ghostface is on a subway and, he kills people, or, he's chasing someone through a subway. I think that would be cool. That would be so awesome. Not only could it be like a meta reference to, Jason Takes Manhattan when he went on the subway train, but it'll also be, just cool to see that, Ghostface is on the train, he's chasing someone. I think that'll be cool. It'll just be so great to see that. It'll be something new that we've never seen in the Scream film. So, yeah, I think it's cool. Maybe he kills someone, on the train and nobody knows about it. I think that'll be cool as well. I think there's all types of possibilities that they can do for Scream 6, and I'm just excited for it. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.